are live.
Okay, are we live? All right.
Yep. Let me double check over here on social media that it's live. For real, for real. Yeah, there it goes. We just popped up over there. Give it a few seconds. Let people hop on. Actually, let me share this too as well.
Oh man.
Don't act like that.
All right, are we good?
Yeah, we're good. I'm just posting it in the groups. 1 second. Trying to get some people on here. We got a few people. We got 6 people so far. Welcome, guys. What's up? What's going on? Um, so today we're gonna be Young's gonna be making a cover, um, making a cover for the diabetes log that we've been creating. I'm pretty sure if you guys have been following along, you guys have been seeing what we've been doing. Okay. After he
Yeah.
makes the cover, next week we'll be doing keywords.
So cool. Yeah. So first of all, I apologize that we're a little late today. It was actually my fault. I was on the phone with some folks from my day job. So we're doing the late live today, and just bear with me, guys. I have a really nasty headache right now, so I'm gonna try and get this done. Um, we talk about InDesign all the time, and we're going to show you guys the power of InDesign and why we promote it so much. Uh, RJ, just remind me, what size is the interior?
8.5 by 11.
Okay, eight and a
Mario,
half
what's
by
up?
11.
AJ's here. We got Mario. What's up, man? What's going on?
Okay,
For some reason, Facebook's acting all weird. I'm trying to post it in another group, but it's acting all weird. So there it goes. After the 10th click.
just bear with me, guys. I just want to. What's the Okay, I think this is it.
Making. You guys,
Uh,
also too, if you guys are just if you guys are new here, welcome for the first time. And you guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
cool. Okay, cool, guys. I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to show you guys how to make a cover in InDesign. We talked about this uh, several weeks ago, but we're going to keep doing this until you guys get the hang of it, and you guys will see just how powerful InDesign is. And yeah, so I want to start sharing my screen here.
Hey, Jessica, how's it going? Debbie, what's going on?
All right, let's see. RJ, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay.
I'm gonna go into full screen too, by the way. So,
Okay, so
boom.
if you guys see my screen, that's great. So
Good.
first and foremost, guys, you guys want to bookmark this page because this page is it comes in really handy. It's free. It's provided by Amazon. You can basically download a cover template based on your trim size and page count. Okay, so RJ, if you have that URL, I think you have it somewhere. So
Yeah,
just share it with the people,
I'll show it in the
with the
chat right now.
fine folks that are watching. The trim size that we're working with today is 8.5 by 11. So 8.5 by 11. Um, all our interiors are typically 150 pages. Um, Page color is always white, and we're going to download the template here, okay? So we downloaded the template.
I just dropped the link in there too, guys, in the chat. Check it out.
Cool. So So we're going to kind of use this as our guideline. The only thing that I'm really interested in is really the spine size here, and where the barcode is located, okay? We want to kind of keep that in mind. So I have InDesign open already. Again, we're not making an interior, but we're making a cover, okay? So I'm going to go File, New, Document, okay? My gosh, my computer is slow. All right, so, and we already told you that we're working with 8.5 by 11, okay? So that's already there, 8.5 by 11. We want 3 pages. If this is checked, if facing pages is checked, I want you guys to uncheck it, okay? Uncheck it. And then your margins, I want all your margins to be 0, and I'll explain why here in a second, okay? The margins has to be 0. Top, bottom, left, right, they all have to be 0. So 8.5 by 11, uncheck, facing pages, margins 0, right? I'm gonna go ahead and hit create. So if you look, here's our 3 pages, right? And I know Manny and I, we always tell you guys how important it is to work with master pages. This is like um, one of the uh, one of the few times where we're not going to really work in master pages, okay? And I'll show you what we're going to do here. So what I want to do is I want to get these 2 pages, page 2 and 3, right next to page 1, okay? Right now I can't do it, right? InDesign won't let me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and then uncheck where it says allow document pages to shuffle. You want to uncheck that, okay? Now I can grab the second page and I can drag it next to page 1. And the same thing with page 3. I can click and drag that up to page 1 and 2. So there, now all the pages are next to each other, correct? All
Okay.
right, RJ, can you see that?
Yep, I still see it over here.
Okay, good. So our next step is we want to make the middle of the middle page here. We want to let's go back to our template. So our template says the spine width is 0.34 of an inch. Okay, so let's go. So we want to make that middle page 0.34 of an inch.
Mhm.
And the way we do that is you want to select that. Okay, and then make sure. So right now I have the selection tool selected, but make sure for this part you have the page tool selected. Okay, so I selected the middle page and I have the page tool selected. We're going to go to properties, and where it says 8.5 inches in width, we're going to change that to 0.34. All right, and I'm going to hit
Mhm.
enter. There it is. You guys see that? So the middle page um, just shrunk down to 0.34 of an inch. So now I need to move this page, right? The one on the far right. I need to move it next to these 2 pages, right? Now I can manually do it, but I don't recommend that because sometimes it's not very accurate. So what I'm going to do is again with the page tool selected, um, I'm going to well, first of all, I'm going to select all 3 pages, right? So I'm going to select the middle page. I'm going to click and hold down on the shift button, click on the first page and the third page. So all 3 pages are selected, right? And then I'm going to go down to align and I'm going to say, let's do a line top, right? So I do that. Now it didn't do anything. You guys didn't see it do anything because now it's already aligned to the top, okay? But now I want to distribute these pages right next to each other. If there's a number here, down where it says use spacing, if there's a number there, set it to 0, then you want to distribute the spacing. Okay, did you guys see that? RJ, did you see that?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so RJ, I'm gonna obviously ask you the questions because I can
Yeah.
communicate talk with
Yeah.
you directly.
Yeah.
And anyone that's watching, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. But this video is going to be up so you guys can watch it many times. All right, so I distributed the spacing with 0. Okay, so they're right next to each other. So that's what we want, right? So this is our front cover, this is our spine, and then this is our back cover. All right,
Starting to come together really nice.
starting to come together real good.
Hmm.
So I know a lot of you guys aren't graphic designers. There's a lot of sites out there um, where you can download photos and um, vector images, but you have to pay for these. Okay, you can't just download them. I don't rec. I'm just doing this for this for this example.
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So I'll just repeat that again. So just it's you're just doing it for the purpose of this video, so to show you guys an example
I'm
of how
just
to
doing
do
this
it.
for the purpose
Yeah.
of the video, but technically you have to sign up to use these images. Okay,
Yep.
for commercial purposes. Now, I did a search for diabetes. I get a lot of vector images. I get photos. So it's up to you guys what you guys want to use. I've already went through this process earlier when RJ and I talked earlier this morning. I've already downloaded an image that I'm going to use. Okay, so and there's a bunch of these sites out there. I mean, there's other ones that you guys can use. Let's see. So diabetes cover, and I want to keep this. I want to keep this really simple for you guys, so I'm not doing anything complicated. So I downloaded this earlier. Again, I'm not going to publish this because again, I don't have the commercial rights for it. I'm just using this to as an example. So I'm going to copy this. Let me see. I'm going to copy this. So we're in Illustrator right now.
Hmm.
And then I'm going to, you know what, stamp button is
Just hide
okay.
it. Just press hide it right there. Sure, not gonna. There you go.
So I'm in Illustrator. I copied it and I'm going to paste it into InDesign. So there's my oh, why is it doing that? The hell? Let's try that again. There we
There.
go.
Interesting.
Uh, so we have an image, and make sure to always use your smart guides. Okay. You guys see that line that pops up? That's telling
Yep.
me that that's centered. So make sure you guys get into the habit of using your smart guides. Okay. I'm gonna move that up a little bit. And then before I do that, maybe I'll make the cover a different color. Right now is
Hmm.
white. Maybe I want a different color. So I'm gonna click on the rectangle tool here, and I'm gonna highlight and cover the entire artboard. And I'm gonna add a color to it. Uh, let's see, maybe I don't know, maybe that's a cool color, right? And then I'm gonna push that rectangle to the back. Okay, so there's our little graphic again. And then I'm gonna add some text. And let me know if I'm going too fast, RJ. Um,
No, you're good.
I'm gonna center this. Uh, diabetes. Okay, I'm gonna highlight that. Obviously, I want the font to be bigger. Let's go, what, 80? Now I want to change the font because I don't like that particular font. What's a good font?
This is your bread and butter. This is what you're good at right here, young.
What's a good font? Here. I like to use this font a lot. Let's do let's do this. There we go. All right. And I can change the color of the font. I'm not going to do it for because we don't have too much time. But you guys can follow the instructions here and change the font colors and do what you like. Okay. And I said this last time. One thing that you guys will learn in design, whether it's Illustrator or InDesign, whatever, copy and paste is your best friend. Okay. I want you guys to remember that. So I already have a text box here, right?
Hmm.
I'm going to copy that and paste it and move that right here to the bottom. All right, maybe right about there. And then I'm going to change that to logbook. All right, diabetes logbook. And maybe I'll make that font just a tad bit smaller because I want it to align with the edges. Okay, tell your dog to shut up. Okay, okay. All right, so diabetes logbook is our cover is coming along here, and we can even also look at it in preview. It's looking, it's looking okay, right? All right. So what did I just say, RJ? Copy and paste.
Best friend. Copy and
Did you-
paste is gonna be your best friend, right?
All right. So I'm gonna copy and paste this again. Now I'm gonna move this down here. Again, let's use our smart guide. Okay, it's centered. All right. Uh, Poppy Chulo. I like to call RJ Poppy Chulo. So we're gonna change that. Okay. So Poppy Chulo. Okay. So we have our title, we have our graphic, and then we have our author. Sometimes you guys don't want an author, and that's fine, right? Because this is technically just a journal, right?
Yeah.
Um, uh, but for in this example, we're gonna have an author. And let's look at our template that we downloaded earlier. So remember what I was saying? We kind of have to keep in mind where that barcode is. So basically, when you guys upload a cover onto Amazon, Amazon will add a barcode here on the back of your cover. So you guys have to keep that in mind. So try not to put any graphic or text beyond this point, right? Because if you have text down here, it's going to cover the barcode. So let's kind of keep that in mind, okay? Um, and I'm going to kind of eyeball it here. I mean, we can get really technical if we want, but again, for the time purpose, I'm just going to eyeball it. So I'm going to create another text box here, um, and I'm going to stop right about here because again, that's where the barcode's going to go, right? And we don't want to
Hmm.
cover it. And I got some text filler. It's called lorem ipsum. It doesn't mean anything. It's not a real language. It's just a text filler to kind of see what it would look like if there was text. So I'm gonna add that. Let's make that font bigger. Let's see how that looks. You know what? Let's change the font again. Ooh, okay. That's a little kind of difficult to read, but we'll fix it. Let's make that smaller. Jeez.
I don't know.
No, we'll fix it. We'll fix it.
Yeah.
Whoa, don't worry, well, guys. We'll fix it. Then we're gonna add some spacing in between the lines because it's easier on the eyes. There we go. Okay, that's a little more easier on the
Yeah.
eyes. Um, Again, if I really wanted to, I could maybe change the color of the font. So here's one thing, guys. If I really wanted to use this particular cover, I would not use this particular font because all the fonts are in capital, that they're all capitalized, and that's something I would not do for a paragraph. Okay, for titles and stuff like that, having all caps is good, but when you start having paragraphs, you want to start using lower cases. So just keep that in mind. But for this example, I'm going to use all paragraphs here, okay?
Hmm.
And I mentioned to you guys last time, one of my pet peeves is I hate it when InDesign hyphenates words. So we're going to get rid of that, okay? So there's no hyphenations during the breaks. All right, so let's kind of look at that in our preview mode again.
Hmm.
Okay, it's looking pretty decent, right? So you got the
Yep.
title, you got your graphic. Maybe we can move the graphic up a little. Um, you know what? You know what? I'm just gonna leave it there. Um, we got our we got our back cover text, and this is obviously optional. You don't need the back cover text. We have our little space for the barcode. So it's looking pretty good. I think all we need to do now is work on the spine. So what did I say earlier, RJ?
Copy and paste is your best friend.
Copy and paste is your best friend. So I'm gonna copy Papi Chulo. I'm gonna paste it here. Okay. And I'm gonna change the font to that. Oh,
And
to
if you guys are just joining us too as well, so Young is basically creating a cover for the interior that we've been creating for this month, which is the diabetes niche.
So that's
Yeah,
really small. Sorry, RJ, I just cut you off.
no, you're good.
So that's really small. So I zoomed in for you. Okay. So there's our Papi Chulo in small text. Let's shrink it down a little bit. And what I'm doing here is I'm making text for the spine. All right, text for the spine. So initially, so RJ and I learned not too long ago, because in the past there was really no general rule of thumb as to how to rotate your text. I mean, I've seen text this way and I've seen it flipped the other way, but we learned because the cover, if someone was to lay a book on the table with the cover up, you want the text uh, to be straight up. So we learned that this is the proper way. I hope I explained that correctly.
Yeah.
Um,
No, also too, I think this is like this is an opportunity. You can even use the spine to kind of stand out, right? Say
mhm.
something cool here. You know what I mean? You think
Yeah,
about it because when people are looking at a book and they look at the spine, they're looking at it, kind of like say something to make people think, right? And I think that would be like a good approach to putting
sure.
something like some text on the spine, right? Be different.
Yeah.
I think that would be really
Okay.
cool.
And what did I say? Copy and paste is your best friend. So I just copied and pasted Papi Chulo, but I want to straighten that up because I want to work with that text here and I want to change that to diabetes logbook. Okay.
Hmm.
There's our title for our spine. Let's rotate it back. I'm going to click Shift and rotate it. Okay. And again, let's get into the habit of using our smart guides here. That's that pink line here telling us everything's aligned. Let's zoom out. Okay, I think we're already in preview mode.
Yeah.
So this is our cover. I mean, it's been less
Hmm.
than what 20 minutes and we already have a decent looking cover, right?
Honestly.
It's not rocket science. I mean, maybe I can make that font a tad bit bigger, but I mean,
Uh-huh.
again, you know, I'm not going to spend too much time here, but you guys kind of get how this works. So the next thing you want to do is you want to save this file, right? You want to save the file. Um, I've already saved it before, but I'll go ahead and save it again. Okay, I'm going to replace it.
What
Now,
we're saying. Hmm.
hmm,
What are we saving it as though?
I saved it as an InDesign file. Okay,
Interesting.
because you always want to have this in case you want to go back and make edits.
Hmm.
Right?
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
important. That's very important. Just because your cover might be complete, don't just delete it and say I'm done. You know, there are instances where you guys might want to go back and make some changes, right?
Yeah.
Now we saved it as an InDesign file. Let's go ahead and save this as a PDF. I'm going to go File,
Hmm.
Export. Okay. I've already saved it earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and replace it. So I'm going to save it as a PDF print, right?
Hmm.
Click print. It's gonna say replace. We're gonna say something?
No, I think that's pretty interesting that you saved it as the like kind of the InDesign file because then like let's say later on if you want to come out with like a part two, right, of your
Sure.
book, right, and like a newer version, dude, it's like so simple to edit and you have
Right.
it there and you just re-up, you know what I mean? Edit it,
Mm-hmm.
fix it, boom, done.
Yeah. Yeah. So now these are some important steps here, guys. Where it says Adobe PDF preset, make sure it's always high quality print. Okay. Make sure that's always selected. And some of you guys may have this selected right here, spreads. you want pages. Okay, what happens if you select spreads, it'll save the PDF with two pages next to each other. Does that make sense, RJ?
Yeah.
If you select pages, it'll just have one individual pages. So I'm going to go ahead and export this. All right, so let's take a look at it. Oh, you know what? Gosh darn it. This is I screwed up, guys. I take that back. I take that back because I was thinking for a second, I was thinking we were making an interior. That's why that didn't work. Okay,
Yeah.
let me show you guys that again. I do apologize. If you're working with an interior, right? If you're working with an interior, make sure you export it with pages. When you're working in covers, it has to be a spread. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I confused you guys. So if you're doing interiors, make sure you export it as a PDF with pages selected. When you're working with covers, make sure you select spreads. I apologize. Okay, I'm going to hit export. That should work. My apologies. Look at that. We have a nice little uh, book cover that we created within less than 30 minutes, guys.
Hmm.
Again, I would not select a font with all caps, but just for this particular video, you know,
Hmm.
for the because we don't have too much time. That was the font that I selected.
Yeah, yeah, I see a lot of people too putting like previews of the interior on the cover too. So there's several different ways to
There's
make
so
a
many
cover.
ways you can do this. Yeah,
Yeah. There's no like really no like right once you got the template down and all that stuff, there's really no right way to make a cover, right? In a way. But of course,
there's no right or wrong way, but I
uh,
would say don't mislead your customers. For instance,
yeah.
because I think when you and I were doing some research, RJ, we
Uh-huh.
saw some diabetes logbook and they had like flowers and stuff on the cover.
Yeah.
I mean, does flowers, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but flowers has nothing to do with diabetes, right?
Mhm.
Right? Like if I make if I have a journal about I don't know, hamburgers. Would I
Mhm.
want to put taco on it? You don't want to mislead people,
Uh,
right?
nope.
So that's the
Well,
only
that's
thing. That's the only
mhm.
thing that I would say.
Yeah, that's one way to also get that the listing deactivated if you're misleading, right? So you don't want to. You
Mhm.
guys don't want definitely don't want to do none of that stuff. So
Yeah.
that's very important.
hmm
No.
So yeah, I got a quick cover here. Just ready to upload to the platform. Again, I'm not gonna upload this particular one because I don't have the commercial rights to that graphic. Um, I just downloaded it for this particular video as an example of how you guys can go about doing it. Any questions, RJ? I don't see them. Let me stop
Mm,
sharing my
let me
video,
see.
my screen.
Mario had a question right here, but AJ he went and tackled it for us. He
Okay.
so what's the benefit of using a template versus just saving the correct size?
Uh, from my hold on. First of all, let me stop sharing. Um, so from my understanding, who was asking that? Mario?
Mario.
Mario. So from my understanding, Amazon is very, very strict about. Damn, did you hear that?
Mm-mm.
The cha-ching? Okay. Um, so from my understanding, Mario, um, they're very strict about how uh, um, about the layout of not
Mhm.
just the interior but also the cover. So just get into the habit of downloading the template. And
Mhm.
if you already have the template downloaded, like for instance, if all you're doing is 8.5 by 11s, I mean, there's no need for you to keep downloading that same template
Yeah.
with the same page count. Um, but yeah, they're very, very particular. I noticed.
I think also too, you just it all depends on how many are you going to be creating the same, for example, are you going to be creating the same interior with 150 pages, right? Right? As long as you have the same interior,
Yeah,
right? Like that, you have that guide, that standard that you set for yourself, and you're just gonna 6 by 9, 150 pages. Like there's just save it. That's the correct size, and just keep reusing that template that you're doing. So
yeah.
yeah.
and it takes what, less than 20 seconds to download a template. So, you just put in your trim size, your page count, and the type of paper you want to use. It's that
Yep.
simple.
No, no. That was good. That was good. Straight to the point. Got all the good information in there. Um, and yeah. Also, too, guys. We dropped June's interiors. We dropped them what, like 2 weeks ago, almost
A
something
couple of
like that.
weeks ago.
Yeah. So they're already
Yeah,
live.
the library is growing, man. I mean, so when we first launched, regardless of when you join, you were just gonna get the interiors that based just you were gonna get the interiors from the month on that you joined. But then we decided to give you guys the whole library of interiors, even going back to the very first month that
Mhm.
we launched. So you guys are, I mean, those are tons and tons of interiors.
The farm might be. So for privacy, the flowers might be good to do. So as long as your title and spine mention diabetes.
Like I said, I mean, I don't know too much about diabetes. I mean, if flowers are relevant to diabetes, I mean, by all means, go for it. I'm not very familiar with how
There's
diabetes
some
work.
there's some good research you can do too as well. Like when you're doing like in the search bar, it'll tell you like what kind of covers people are searching for in the niche, right? So that's something that that you should be looking at for sure because that's really big. Because if you use the Amazon search bar, sometimes it pops up like diabetes and it'll say like flowers, pink, blue, orange. You know what I mean? So these people are looking for like a certain color book, right? And that's what they want. So something to pay attention to because the algorithm is like telling you, like, hey, if people are searching for this, they're looking for this, they're looking for that. So yeah. Any questions at all? Um, if not, we're gonna go ahead and call it right there. And like I said too, as well, I might cut you off, Young, but the June interiors are now available for this month, and we're already working on the July interiors. I dropped the link right there in the comments. Check that out if you guys haven't signed up yet for PixelPod Studio. We basically release or release 10 designs every single month with line drawings, custom line drawings for each niche that is released, and then also too the keywords for every single niche. And we do weekly calls back there. You get access to Young, me, and Manny. So yeah, and it's pretty cool because it's growing. You know what I mean? I'm getting some good results. People are getting good results, right? And these are basically pre-made templates for you guys to help you customize your niche, make it your own, and that's like kind of pretty much all we teach. So yeah, anything to add to that? Yeah.
No, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, uh, just want to thank all the members that's currently joined. Thanks for supporting us. Uh, we take pride in our work. Again, it's these aren't cookie cutter interiors. I mean, you guys can upload them as is if you want. That's up to you. But we highly recommend that you guys uh, customize them to how you guys want it to look.
Yep. No. And then also too, like I said, for July, I'm excited for July's interiors. We got some good stuff at the back there, research, and then also too, we have a few people that want certain interiors, and we're working on those for you guys too as well. So that's pretty cool. We'll give you the option to request interiors for the up and coming months, and then we have some good ones coming out this month that you guys actually wanted. So if you guys are watching this and you're part of PixelPod Studio, um, be waiting for your interior to be made by Manny and Young. So,
All
yep.
right, cool. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and call it right there. You guys have an awesome week. We'll see you guys next week, and I'll be going over the keywords. I think we can. Let me see. Yeah, we'll be going over the keywords next week, and we'll kind of go over more of how we can rank this book and see what keywords are popping up for the diabetes niche, and do some research on that. So next week, be here, guys. I'll see you guys later on. Have a good week.
Cool.